Over the past 3 years, the Wrestleverse has continued to expand like never before. Sanctioned and unsanctioned fight leagues, wrestling promotions, underground fight clubs, and narrative correctors. The Wrestleverse continues to become ever more connected with each passing second, opening doors to dream matches fans never thought were possible. Now, fight promotions across the globe are allowing wrestlers to compete in competitive markets, creating a broader portfolio for the competitors and a hell of a lot of amazing fight cards for the Wrestleverse. This is a Wrestleverse Top 10.
What's up, fight fans?
What's going on, fight fans? You know who it is. It's Tijon
and Billy here.
And it's time for your Wrestleverse Top 10. So we all know, Monday Night Raw it's the Raw after WrestleMania, so it was definitely good. Yeah. I give it a 4 stars out of 5. Just throwing that out there now. We got plenty to talk about though.
Oh yeah.
So before we get fully into Raw, let's just jump into number 10.
So I thought the story was definitely pretty cool. We all remember Jeff Hardy's crazy AEW Dynamite swan dive off that top tier up by the window. It was just absolutely insane. Well, in the recent look at if you have to remember this, it was one of the crazier ones I've seen Jeff Hardy do. I think the next one was that big when he climbed the stadium railing and went up almost just as high and then jumped off. This guy's a nut. But in this interview,
not indeed.
Yeah, he said what kind of inspired him and gave him the idea to do this. And surprisingly, well, not so surprisingly, it was Darby Allin. He said that he found it and he climbed up. Darby, he did. He kind of climbed up there first and tested it out. And Jeff's like, all right, I'm going to do this. So he kind of gives him some credit for that.
Yeah, and like you said, apparently Tony Khan also said to Jeff Hardy that Darby will be the new Jeff Hardy.
Yeah, he really does kind of have a lot of similar flair. His style is the same. The way he just puts his body through anything in the acrobatics, even the body structure is very similar,
Yeah. So, but he also talked about when he did it, and he was just like, it was sketchy as hell, and he was so scared he was going to slip and get hurt. But yeah, he's getting older. He has to think about his wife and his kids and his daughters,
I think he has 2 daughters, right? So that's crazy.
Yeah. This guy is a freaking nutcase, but he lives to entertain. So, props to him for doing that, because Jesus Christ, man, that's insane, the stuff that he's just willing to do for the sake of a match.
Yeah, really. So, and like we said, it's pretty neat seeing him and Darby teaming up. He in that same interview, he kind of went on to talk about saying a match with the Young Bucks would be one of his favorite matches. So just how the freedom of no rules of style he would love. So seeing the Hardy Boys and Young Bucks could be in our future.
I would actually love that, because that would bring back that early 2000s Hardy Boys. Yes. I would love that. I would love that, especially if it's going to be their last run. I'm with that. I'm all for that.
If anybody can make a good match, it's the Young Bucks. I don't care if you like their acrobatics or the gymnastic stuff and you say it's not really wrestling. It's still fun to watch. I don't
care. That's all that matters, is that it's fun to watch. And I'm definitely going to watch it. But
for sure,
let's get right into number 9.
I know Edge is your man, so I'm going to let you take this one away.
Ooh, man, I'm loving it. I loved every second of this, dude. How could you not? The 2 Darksiders that we didn't know needed to teamed up. We have Edge and a heel Damian Priest. This is freaking awesome. So they kind of just rag on the crowd and talk about, this has been a long time coming. And, Edge's whole speeches that he gave to AJ Styles, Damian felt like he was talking to him.
Yeah.
And he just realized he needed to stop basically worrying about what everybody thought of him and just do his own thing. And so he's going full heel, and I absolutely love it, man. And I mean, Edge even said on Twitter, you know, the seeds were sown a year ago, and you see him like in the Edge's shirt and everything. He's always been a huge Edge fan, so this was just a great way for things to just happen. Like I just loved it, and I loved the whole thing that they did to AJ Styles too. And I'm telling you, what's gonna happen is AJ is gonna come back with Finn.
Yeah,
and they're gonna have to take on the dark side, and I hope they lose. Throwing my hat with Edge and Damian.
And then 100%. Exactly, we could have a full-blown heel Pitbull AJ Styles with the demon.
Yeah,
versus
Demon
Priest.
Damian and the Demon thing.
Great.
It would be
That'd
so
be awesome.
great.
You know, and I loved how they handled the crowd too, you know, because they were just really razzing them, calling them losers and all of that. And Damian was not letting it get to him. He's clearly made it apparent. Like, he was like, nope, I don't care.
Yeah, he's like, y'all can go ahead. He said that the past him would have been bothered by it. Now he doesn't care. And 2022 version of the Brood, for sure. Yeah. Definitely agree with that, bro.
Yeah, there's actually some talks. It's been thrown out there a little bit now that you mentioned that.
Yeah.
That WWE Creative have reportedly pitched additional names to join the stable, including Rhea Ripley, Tommaso Ciampa, and now maybe like Liv Morgan, splitting with Liv Morgan. That just happened. So
you know I like it. A heel Rhea is what I've been begging for since day one. I need a heel Rhea Ripley in my life. And I need it now.
Tommaso?
And a heel Tommaso Ciampa.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
He's done it before. And then he went into Love and NXT. Now he's going WWE, full-blown heel, and he's a great heel. I love it.
I can see a dark stable with these four is going to be probably the most popular stable when it does form. I'm telling you, like that, all four of them as bad guys is perfect.
It's going to be so great. Perfect. I love that Edge has come back, and I was a little bit hesitant. We talked about it yesterday, but I loved after that WrestleMania appearance. Fantastic, and I love the team up with Damian Priest. This is huge news, and it's going to be even more to come. So some really cool, interesting turns that happened last night. We'll get into that a little bit later. But I love what's going to be happening with WWE. I think we have some really, really entertaining new matches. You know, we were complaining about the same thing over and over and over.
They must have heard us.
Yeah.
They must have heard us.
Yeah. Especially after kind of that pretty dull Lesnar and Roman Reigns match, you know?
Yeah. And we're going to talk about that too. We're definitely going to talk about that. But let's get into number 7, man.
Oh, yeah. No, we are at 8, man.
Oh, we're at 8?
We're at number 8.
Sorry. Rewind. Forget that. Number 8.
Yeah, we got to talk about Ezekiel.
We do. Yeah, no, I was saying it like the perfect segue, and I ruined it. I'm so sorry.
No worries. We called it.
But yeah, man, Ezekiel / Elias. I don't know who this guy is anymore. He's all clean cut. It looked weird, man.
Right? They could have went with twin brother or something like that. Not younger brother, you know.
Yeah.
But still kind of funny, kind of fun. You know, KO was definitely confused.
Yeah, Kevin Owens was like, "Who the hell are you?" I thought that was awesome. Way to like interrupt his whole speech that he was doing. And I guess that's going to be the next match to make, which I'm all for.
Which was kind of the build-up, yeah. So he interrupted KO's speech. KO was kind of confused, and he told him, "Hey, you better get out of my ring, or something's going to happen." And then KO just got out of the ring himself and walked off, all pissed off.
Because he never said what he was going to do. He said, "You have 10 seconds to get out of my ring, or else." And he counts all the way down, and he just walks out all mad. And apparently, he does have a back injury. He did say that, during the KO show with Steve Austin. So maybe he's just not ready for the fight yet.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. It's like, okay, you made your decision. Yep. You done fudged up. So,
and as soon as I get healthy, I'm on your ass. That's basically what it felt like.
That's what I saw. You know, some people were booing in the crowd, you know, and hazing. I was like, nah, I know what that is. He's going to come back fresh, and that's going to be the next build, which I'm okay for.
Yep, and like you said, this was Ezekiel's tweet. And he even put in parentheses, Elias's younger bro. So lazy but hilarious way to change your character.
Yeah, I think that's a great way to kind of phrase that as well. So it remains to be seen what's going on. I don't think he's taken over his Instagram account. So
yeah. And you are 100% right, bro. And we do have that on the list. Yeah. So spoilers, everybody. But we are gonna get to it. So
the show is about spoilers. So if you haven't seen it, we usually don't talk about Dark, but we'll get into that a little bit later.
Yeah, no, that one was a good one to talk about, though, for sure.
Kind of had to.
Yeah. So now let's correctly get to number 7. All right.
Got to get some New Japan news in. I'll let you take this away. You're so much better at pronouncing the names than I am. So, but still important news. We had the 4-for-4 New Japan Wrestling results from Tokyo, Japan. Some great matchups too, man. Chase Owens was in this one.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm just mentally preparing myself for this. So bear with me, guys. These names. All right. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Ryohei Oiwa, Master Wato, and Ryusuke Taguchi versus Bad Luck Fale, El Phantasmo, and Taiji Ishimori. There we go. Yes. Got through them all. And ELP pins Oiwa after hitting a CR2. After the match, Bullet Club lays out Wato and Taguchi. Ishimori and ELP brag about taking the titles in a few days. So that's your news for this one. Now, next up.
This is a banger. I actually saw a few of these clips.
Oh, whoops.
Too far.
Went too far.
Right
Sorry.
Yep, you're on it.
Bushi and Shingo Takagi versus Duki and Yoshinobu Kanemaru. Yes. 2 for 2.
Got it.
There we go. So Kanemaru pins Bushi after a brain buster. And Jado and Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Guido and Chase Owens. Your man Chase Owens. Yep. So Bad Luck Fale actually comes to the ring with Bullet Club. Guido takes the mic and says Fale will replace him in this match. And Guido tells, I guess it's Fale or Fale, I don't know.
Yeah,
thank you. You are the man.
Yeah. So pretty neat stuff, kind of giving a little bit of homage, like even just getting the match in there. Appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely, dude. So that Owens hits a C trigger on Jado, and then he pins him.
Yeah, he gets the win.
Yeah,
Jado.
So, excuse me. Bullet Club holds Jado as Guido is about to hit him with brass knuckles, and then the Gorillas of Destiny make the save and chase the Bullet Club out the ring.
Get out of here. So Bullet Club is kind of they've been going a few different directions here and there. So I think they're just busy getting pulled all over the place. But definitely some pretty interesting stuff. And then you have the heavyweight championships, the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah. All right. Kazuchika Okada versus Zack Sabre Jr. Super dope. Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Zack Sabre Jr. He's another really acrobatic guy. We kind of touched on that with the Young Bucks. He has a similar, but of course, this is strong style. So it's way more intense than what the Young Bucks do in AEW.
Exactly. Yeah. So what are you thinking about this one?
So I mean, we had Kazuchika Okada.
Kazuchika Okada versus Zack Sabre.
So this was a pretty good match. This was in Japan for the New Japan Cup, and it ended up striking. But however, Okinawa, he gets the win for the 50th anniversary year. So I see Okada facing a variety of challengers. But beating them all, man, definitely running through it. So legacy continues in New Japan history. So
yes, sir.
We got to keep you in the loop on it. I don't watch it as often. I'm not as familiar as Lady J. She's definitely going to hit you guys with some more of that stuff for the New Japan segment that we do. But still some pretty cool stuff, and we got to keep you guys in the loop.
Exactly. This is the Wrestleverse. It's not just one. It's the Wrestleverse.
So we kind of teased it. Who was it? Was that Joseph that hit us with the spoiler?
That was Himanshu.
Himanshu? All right, well, let's get into it. Number 6.
Whew. Yeah, man. So here's your dark episode. We never talk about stuff like this, but
Very rarely.
Cody Rhodes and KO.
Yeah.
Had a match.
In the Raw dark match. So we don't really talk about Raw very often, the dark matches, but this one, the pre-show event, we had Apollo Crews beat some local jobber guy. And then we had Sheldon Benjamin with Cedric Alexander beat T-Bar. Oh, we got another comment here. Crowd was mild. Oh, man. It's crazy watching the
last we're all tired. He's 100% right. We're all tired.
Yeah. It's like I said, it was a bit of a hangover, but they rolled right into a great Raw episode, man.
Yeah.
They really did. And then even the dark here. So, I mean, having Cedric Alexander beat T-Bar, pretty cool. I'm a fan of T-Bar. That guy's a beast, man.
Yeah.
Hopefully he gets a run here pretty soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, before the Street Profits versus Alpha Academy match, Kevin Owens, he came out and said he was going to go up making everybody laugh at him and, you know, kind of getting pissed off and beating up the flavor of the month, Cody Rhodes, kind of talking some mess. You know, KO he's pretty good at it. But at the end of it, you know, Cody came out and he's like, oh, yeah, hit him with the crossroads, put him out.
Yep. And then he just thanked all the fans, you know, for letting him back into WWE, you know, and he pointed out his family members in the crowd and said that everyone in the building was family. So, you know, pretty dope. Pretty cool stuff.
We don't have it on the list here, but last night, the opening of Raw was Cody Rhodes coming out, and he was very emotional, talking about why he made the decision to come back to WWE. The three of us, we kind of touched on it yesterday, you know, and it's really about his legacy, and that's what was most important. He didn't know there was a dark match between. Yeah,
I didn't either until this morning. Billy filled me in.
Yeah, I saw that. It was big headlines, and those pictures, the only pictures I could find were from fans. So really, even WWE doesn't have anything out there. But that was special treat for the people that showed up, getting to see that, you know.
Yeah, super
getting
cool.
hit with the crossroads, KO going down, poor guy. After getting an ass whooping from Steve Austin.
Yeah. Oh my God. I'm glad they didn't there though. I don't need any more bad things to happen to KO. I'm rooting for my boy. He's done enough.
Right?
He's done enough.
Rest up. But it was very emotional with Cody Rhodes. He was crying a couple times. I don't know if it was real. If it wasn't, he's a fantastic actor. But yeah, he pretty much said it was for his family's legacy. He wants to get that championship belt in honor of his father. So that's the case. I'm not going to hate on him as much as I was. Go for the run, man. You've grown a lot. You're a great wrestler. I'm just not a huge fan, but go for the run, man. Do it for the Rhodes family. You know,
I feel it, bro. I feel it 100% on that. But number 5 was before we hit it, it was a surprise to me. I was not expecting it, honestly.
Yeah. So I wonder if this was like a thrown-in match or what? Was it announced? I don't know.
No idea.
I was pleasantly
surprised.
Let's
get into it, though.
Yeah.
5. Man, so I don't understand why they couldn't wait until tonight, but Bron Breakker gets his NXT championship belt back
from Ziggler, man, and in a great match too. And I gotta say, the Wrestleverse, the fans were much more responsive to Bron Breakker. And I think it might have just been after that Hall of Fame ceremony. Now everybody realizing he's a part of the Steiner family.
Yeah.
And not sleeping on the guy, which I didn't care. I wasn't sleeping on. Yeah.
Because everybody was like, who the hell is this guy? Like, everybody was kind of more receptive to Ciampa before they were Breakker.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I think it really was the Hall of Fame speech that he gave that helped it.
Yeah.
And it was
and
really...
his performance. He did great, man. It was a great match.
He was getting the reaction out of a dead crowd. I don't think the crowd was too dead, but I do get what you're saying. I get it because it definitely isn't like WrestleMania. It's probably now like way quieter than WrestleMania, but it's pretty on par with like.
No, they gave him much more of a pop than they did the first time he made his WWE kind of debut.
Oh, dude, that's facts.
Yeah, you know, his first time in the big leagues, they were pretty much, but he demanded, I mean, he got that big lateral press and he demanded a cheer. He made that crowd cheer. This time, they kind of knew who he was and he got a much better response. So, I mean, good for Bron. I'm happy for him. It's gonna be great.
And I mean, I agree 100% with this too. I don't understand it. NXT is literally tonight, so
yeah,
I don't get why they did this. I have no idea. So I'm expecting something big to happen, tonight. There's got to be something involved. Because,
jumping on a plane and coming straight to Florida.
That, it's DZ 2.0. Dolph Ziggler is back. So what the hell was that? What's going on? I don't get it. What's the
Maybe
story
a little bit
here?
more back and forth. They're all jumping on a plane, heading back to Florida. And we'll see.
You know what? You just made a good point. Maybe they missed their flights. Like both of them, got their flights delayed, and they were like, "Well, we can't make this match happen now." So they had to make it happen last night.
Depends on. We'll find out tonight on what's going to happen. If they just come by at the end of the episode and make a debut, a little cameo, real quick, had something to do with logistics.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely tune in because I need answers.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too. It's like, either way, you're gonna have to watch NXT to see what happens because it could end up being a really good episode as well.
Yeah, it's either gonna be good or it's gonna be crap because it got ruined. One or the other. So I'm gonna tune in just so I can rag on it later. So definitely stay tuned. But number 4.
Betrayal all throughout WWE.
Christ.
Everywhere.
Dude,
everybody's getting the
nonstop betrayals, splitting of factions, friendship breakups. We've seen it all in these past few days. But the biggest thing that kicked it off for me was last night's betrayal between MVP and Bobby Lashley. MVP is now siding with Omos.
Wow. I mean, this is great for Omos, but man, I did not see this coming with Bobby Lashley and MVP. And what does this mean for Bobby Lashley moving forward?
I don't know. Is it a heel turn? Is it gonna? That's the only thing that I can. Is it gonna be like the whole situation with Brock? I feel like they're gonna mimic, how they did Brock and Paul Heyman leaving. I don't know.
That formula worked, so let's rinse and repeat.
Yeah,
I can see that.
Yeah, so that's the only thing that I can think of. I love this for Omos. Good for Omos, definitely. I really love this for him because that means that he's going to get more screen time, and I think he deserves
more practice. More practice. He needs it. He is getting better. He needs to get his cardio up. After that WrestleMania match, you could really see towards the end of it when he was just squeezing on Lashley, and he
was hurting. He was hurting.
Like he couldn't move, man. He was exhausted. So he needs to get more in-ring match experience to get his cardio up, get his stamina up, and really come into his own. But I'm happy for this push. MVP is really going to make him look good and get him some great matches. So, I mean, some big betrayals. We'll focus on that. But good news for Omos.
Good for Omos. And then we had this friendship breakup finally happening. Queen Zelina and Carmella going at it. And I said it on Twitter. It's looking like Queen Zelina is coming for Corey Graves.
Yeah, she is sick and tired of the soft core porn, focusing on making out with her fiance. And you saw a little bit of beef before then too, saying, you know what, you were going to be my bridesmaid, but not anymore. Yep. And then she said something about calling her fiance good looking or sexy or something,
she was like, really, like, it got real awkward and she was calling him handsome and stuff. It was weird. It got weird.
So I think you called this a couple weeks ago, seeing them turn on each other, but they kind of made up. But it's official now. They have turned. Zelina is sick and tired. The only thing that kept them together
was the belts, and the belts are gone. And I do think that Zelina going solo is actually going to be a surprisingly good thing because she surprised me with how good she's been wrestling lately. So I can see this being a really good thing.
And then this big one, this was in and out pretty quick. We have Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley already.
Yes.
So I'm happy Rhea Ripley's going solo, but I thought this tag team was going to last a little bit longer. I like them together. I mean, then again, I got a little bit of a soft spot for the both of them.
I was about to say, I like them both, but I really am tired of seeing Rhea Ripley in tag teams. I'm tired of
losing. Losing. She's so much better than that. We saw it on those couple solo matches. She had that short run there for a little bit. Yeah. And we saw that. So good for her, man.
And I understand what they're doing. And I can appreciate that you want to do right by her because I feel like that's really what it is. You know, there's so much really good talent right now in the singles division, I guess, in women's. You got Becky, you have Bianca, and Bianca's now like white hot right now.
Yeah.
You know, so you have to let her get her shine. And if you put Rhea Ripley in that situation right now, you're just setting her up for failure. So I get, you know, having her, you know, bide her time, keep her relevant in the tag teams, let Bianca Belair come down a little bit, and then you can just push Rhea Ripley into that that next big match. I think that's what they're gonna do. Yeah, and I can appreciate that. But she can have some nice little pops in singles matches and stop with this. And then you kind of saw Rhea and Liv make up backstage. But I still think that, you know, they're still going to split. Like, I can see the split happening because she's getting frustrated.
And that's going to be a squash match. She's been frustrated for a while. She's trying to win, and she hasn't been winning. And you can blame it on this, that, or the other. Kumashu, I'm calling this now. Rhea's taking the title off of Bianca. Yeah. I mean, really, if anybody could do it, it's her. She has the power.
Liv is getting the
title
skill off of Rhea. You're on crack.
No, dude. I didn't even see that. I was started talking. Yeah.
I was put the pipe down until you said Liv is getting. If Liv gets the title, I'm gonna be angry. It better be.
She tried. She had that run up against Becky, and she lost. And you know the crybaby sad girl thing, I don't like. She needs to put in some more time. But and that's fine. She can put in more time. She does have talent. She's super cute. She's strong. I love watching her. But put in some more time. She's not ready. Rhea Ripley is there. She's ready for the push. I think you made a great point. Let Bianca chill on this for a bit. You know, I want to see another rematch. I don't think it's done with Becky yet. I think it'd be great to see her beat her again.
I noticed Becky was not there, so I'm interested to see what's about to happen. I need to know what's going to happen there before I make like a real big push to see Rhea go against her. I just want to see what's happening.
No, I'm not done with the Becky Bianca stuff yet, man. I think there's a couple more fights. You know, Becky's gonna come back.
I think they're gonna do one more.
Yeah,
they're gonna do one more.
You have to, man. I want to see a absolutely vicious Becky, just like sociopath, lost her mind, beside herself, coming in there and just losing her mind.
Honestly, I would rather see a title match between Rhea and Becky Lynch than Rhea and Bianca. And only because
I don't think it's going to be a title match. It would just be another fight.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
That I would want to see that between Rhea and Bianca because we've seen it already, I think. And it was good. So I don't think that them doing a title match is going to make it better. Their styles are pretty similar. And when you have such similar styles like that, it could be disastrous. You see it with Roman and Brock. You know, when you get people with like similar styles and similar movesets, it's over. And I said that too. That black eye, man, I thought it was fake, and then I kept looking at it, and I was like, "Who hit her?"
You could see the wrinkles, man.
I think
it was
that was
puffy.
an actual black. Maybe they played it up a little bit, but no,
I think it was beefed a bit. But she had a black eye, man. The way it set in deep and the way it was puffy. She got
hit with something. I wonder what did it. I want to go back and like look and see if I can find it, but I have no idea. But another betrayal. Miz and Logan Paul.
This didn't last long either. They had a couple matches together. So either what is before this, you were saying potentially Logan Paul, maybe.
So there's news coming out. Just came out. Apparently, Logan Paul's contract with the WWE is including a babyface turn. So maybe that's what we're seeing here. One, though, I really liked this happening at WrestleMania. Yeah. This made it a lot better. I hated the fact that Miz and Logan Paul won. But seeing the skull-crushing finale get hit on Logan Paul was like, okay, I can breathe a little easier knowing that happened.
This is one betrayal I'm happy about. I wasn't too thrilled with the two of them together. Mistake God's word.
He did. I support Miz for that.
Yeah. I don't think Logan Paul's a good bad guy, man. He was cheesing. We've talked about it every time he came out, just fanboying. So yeah, he needs to be babyface, man. He's
too starstruck right now. We've talked about it. And it's honestly just he needs to put in some time if he is going to make this his new career or whatever.
Yeah.
He's gotta get these butterflies out. He's gotta get the stars out of his eyes and realize, all right, this is a job. I gotta do this. So he can wrestle. If there's one thing that I learned from that match, he can wrestle. He did the splits.
He has talent.
I was impressed. Like he can do some stuff. So
especially for being so fresh. I said especially for being so fresh. He hasn't been in that ring very many times. So they're practicing and stuff like that. Of course they have to. But pretty sharp uptick. He had a little bit more skill than I was expecting. He does have a wrestling background, which gave him a little bit more validity. And the only reason why I accepted the fact that he was going to WWE is the fact that he does have a real wrestling background.
Yeah.
But this Betrayal was happy. Machu Miz did God's work. Well put, man. Love it.
Logan Paul versus Billy, another dream match for Billy.
I'd do it.
Yeah, fuck it.
I'd take that match.
So last Betrayal that we're gonna go over. This one was kind of, I don't even know if I would consider this a real betrayal, but Steve Austin.
How do you toast the man and then stick him with the stunner?
That's his favorite move to do.
Good match. Doom.
That's his favorite. And I think that this was more like a blessing, Like, it's like when Randy Orton RKOs you sometimes. It's like, it's not always a bad RKO. It's like, I'm going to hit you with it because, that's just what I do. You're welcome.
You can say you took a stunner from Steve Austin. Like, say you can take a chop from Suzuki, right? Taking a chop from him. Yeah. I guess, it is kind of a badge of honor.
Yeah, I think that's what that was. I don't think that there was anything malicious in it, but it was still really dope because I just love the whole Steve Austin thing. I would love to see him again, but I highly doubt we will. But, man, just like to have him on the list one more time just so we can talk about him was all I wanted.
And, so there's our list. And if we miss any betrayals, leave us a comment. I was really trying to think of all of them that I could, but what a rush and change. But I think all of these are for the best. I think these are good changes, good betrayals.
Yep.
But let's get into number 3, man.
Let's do it. Number 3. So we all saw it. We saw the match, and to say it was underwhelming is fair. There were some good moments, and this is my favorite picture of all time. Brock and Roman's match
that should
failed
be framed.
To live up to expectations. And I think that's fair from like I don't think there's anybody that can dispute that. It really was not that good of a match. But apparently these two are actually injured. Brock apparently does have a major injury. I'm not sure exactly what that injury is. I think Roman actually did hurt his shoulder. I mean, look how far they tweaked his arm back.
When he said he heard a pop.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh, that's not good. But at the end, he did force his arm up. I was like, so he doesn't have a tear.
He probably dislocated it and popped it back in.
With that spear. It's quite possible.
Yeah.
But that's a beast mode, man. It is not easy. I've had to put somebody's arm back into the socket when I was an EMT. And it is not easy. It is, you have to do it correctly. You have to do it in one swift motion, and you have to do it quick. And it's not like the movies, man. You don't just throw your shoulder into a post, man. It's very difficult.
Yeah.
So
no, dude, I played rugby, and one of my teammates, like, he popped his shoulder out, and literally we were about to take him out of the game. He was like, no, and he like beat his shirt and just kept playing. I almost threw up. So watching somebody do that is like the most disgusting thing ever, because you're like,
it's had to have happened to him before, because the first time, every time it happens, and once it happens, it's easier.
Yeah.
So if he did pop it back in, that means he's dislocated it before in the past.
He's probably done it a few times for him to know. And you can tell it is sore, like him raising both titles. It's been pretty rough. So I don't know. I don't know how bad these injuries are, but I think that it was bad enough that the match suffered pretty noticeably.
And they got hurt.
Yeah, they clearly were hurt before, and I think it just aggravated more. It just didn't. It didn't live up to hype, and I already thought that it wasn't going to be a good match, but it definitely wasn't good. I didn't want to put this up, but this is ridiculous. I don't want to see this.
Logan, no one wants to see this. He's stirring the pot, man.
No one wants to see that.
But I mean, props to Roman Reigns if he did pop it back in. That's a beast move, man. That's
tough
not
stuff.
easy. It's real tough.
Yeah.
Get well
number
soon,
2.
guys.
Let's get right into number 2. So I'm not gonna lie, man. This is looking bad, man, and I'm not happy about it. I think we're seeing the collapse of the Alpha Academy.
Man.
Props to the Street Profits. Props to them.
Looking good and getting better.
They are looking great. Angelo Dawkins got a haircut, like they're looking clean. But I don't know what's going on with them, man.
Gable was not there. His head is in some other place. Otis, God, get the man a Snickers. What's going on? Get your head in the game, man. I'm really upset with this. I'm not real happy. I mean, don't get me wrong. I am a Street Profit fan, but I'm more of an Alpha Academy fan, and I don't know what's going on with them. They need to get it together. But it's just sad. I hope it's not the collapse and the demise of them. I hope that it's just a bad streak.
I don't want to see them not as a tag team. I really don't. Yeah, I think that this whole thing with Gable Steveson is great. And I think that this whole fighting I think that the beef between Chad and Gable would be great. And then they can merge and make their own real wrestling stable. That's what I want. I want the Alpha Academy to become a stable. And that would be so fun to watch. But I don't know where they're going with it. And we've just seen them on a slide, and it's been a bad slide.
Yeah, real bad. I thought for sure they were going to be tag team champions WrestleMania, and man, it's just they're not there. You know what? That would be a very good stable, man.
Last night, but I had to wear the bag of shame for half the episode, just because I was so wrong on all my picks, and I'm not putting it back on for anybody who caught the episode or didn't last night. But I have my bag of shame that I literally wore for most of the freaking episode, because that was the demand, because I lost. It wasn't the punishment, but it was just bad. And this one was the worst one for me, because I really thought that the Alpha Academy was going to win at WrestleMania.
Same. I was very, very upset. I'm a big fan. And I hadn't thought about them, being a stable like that. That would be great. Just have one division of all real collegiate Olympic wrestlers in wrestling, right? I think that'd be really neat. So I don't know. Maybe they get it together.
Really seen. So that's something that I would have really appreciated. And then you could even put Bron in there. That would be a good way to bring Bron up,
Yeah, because he is a traditional wrestler. He has a lot of the Steiner type moves, but he can throw an amazing suplex, man. And he has a lot of the traditional collegiate wrestling style moves. And the singlet alone, traditional. So
exactly. So WWE, if you did not think of this before, I will take 10% of however much you make from that idea, because I just gave you fucking gold, bro.
You heard it here.
That would be so good. That would be so good, bro.
It would bring a lot of more traditional wrestling fans into WWE, and to a certain point, almost legitimize it, if that makes sense. It's you have that argument, oh, it's fake, it's fake. It's well, all the people that say wrestling's fake, you don't watch mat wrestling. You don't watch collegiate wrestling. You don't watch Olympic wrestling, and that's real. You think that you have to punch somebody in the face in order for it to be real. Sorry, man. It's exhausting going 3-minute rounds. It's absolutely exhausting.
It's hell. It is hell. When I was wrestling, I definitely took advantage of having the minute every now and then. Be minute, some more than you chill. Yeah.
Right.
You have to do that every now and then. But
I think it'd be great. That's a great opportunity for WWE, and I hope they take it that direction. But we can see. But I hope nothing but the best for Alpha Academy, man. I really do. But
let's hope that Alpha Academy this is not the demise that we're witnessing. Maybe they're bringing them down to push them back up again.
That's what I say. Yeah. That being said, hopefully it's going to be a bottom-up story or something.
Yeah. So. Let's really hope.
Finally.
I don't know what happened there, but number one. So this is the number one that you all demanded, honestly. Because I personally don't know if it would be number one if it was me. Just because, like Billy just said, finally. It has happened. Veer Mahaan is in WWE after what felt like a purgatory of promos of the same thing. He finally makes his entrance, and it was a good entrance at that.
It was. He got a great rise out of the crowd.
He comes in and just beats Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio's ass for like 5 minutes.
Smash.
And I actually enjoyed it.
Yeah. I love seeing Dominic get an ass whooping like that. I've said it before. Yeah. He should have started in NXT and made his way up. But the father-son tag team, never been done before. That's why they had to run with that storyline. So to see Dominic get an ass whooping like that, I was kind of happy.
Yeah.
So good entrance. And let's see what this guy's got. He's finally here. I think he's gonna have a match next week.
Building him up so much, damn it. He better be good. I need to see what he's got. And I'm interested. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't interested. It was a great way for him to come out, I thought. So yeah, man. My ears are perked and I'm intrigued.
Yeah, you think he's gonna team up with Jinder Mahal again?
I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe.
I have no idea. I saw some pictures of them before in the past, but we'll see. There's some big dudes coming out of.
Like that's what they're going to do. But isn't Jinder Mahal in SmackDown?
He is. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah. So
he is in SmackDown.
I mean, maybe they'll do some because they have no problems doing crossovers. So I'm sure they'll do like a little crossover. But yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know what is next for him. I don't see him. Well, no, apparently he's fighting Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, next week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
which would be cool. I love watching Rey Mysterio fight big dudes like that.
I want to see him fight Mosh.
That'd be a cool one.
I want that match.
If he has it, I want to see what Veer's got first. I haven't seen him wrestle, so I want to see what he's got.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like Rey Mysterio is still big. You know what I mean? Like he's still a big name to put against Veer. So Veer must be really good. They've been really like holding him back. So either they were training him up, and it was like, okay, like this is going on long enough. It's time. So maybe or it's just been that good that they were like, after Mania, you're up. You know?
Yeah.
So we'll see. And Jamil actually told me he actually was a pitcher for the Pittsburgh Pirates.
No kidding.
Yeah. Apparently there's a whole
Pirates
Disney movie after him.
Yeah, they're pretty much a farm team, man. So anytime they get anybody good, they sell or trade them off.
Yeah.
That's pretty much all they do. It's similar to like what Tampa Bay does. They do the same thing. Every time they get a good player, they sell them. But yeah, I have to look that up. It's just like their roster is constantly changing. I haven't followed baseball for the last year or so.
Oh, dude, I've never really followed it. I'm gonna be honest. I go to live games, like since I'm from Maryland. I used to go to the Caps game, Nationals. Jesus Christ, I used to go to Nationals games all the time, and so that used to be fun. But I can't watch it on the TV, not sober. Those things are long.
I was more of a stat guy, so I just follow it and look at the rosters and the average and stuff like that. So, I used to go check out the spring training matches and games and stuff like that because it's here local. But I've been too busy. So plus wrestling's taking up all my time now. So
especially right now because we just finished WrestleMania.
Wrestling's been more interesting than baseball has been in the last 4 years. So
100%.
I'll give that. And baseball and football. I fell off that a few years back too. So wrestling's been way more entertaining.
Well, there's a lot more drama now with football. There's a whole lot more. If you're into wrestling,
but it's drama, and that's not why I watch football. So
I feel you. I definitely feel that. But yeah, man, that's our top 10. Else? So I want to do because I didn't think we were going to do it again. So I'm glad that we get to give another very enthusiastic NJPW style clap. Round of applause.
It's been fun. Ton of fun for sure. So tonight we have NXT coming up. So stay tuned on Twitter. We're gonna be live tweeting all that good stuff.
Most definitely. Guys, and T does not wear the bag from last night. I do not wear the bag from last night. I will never wear the bag from last night again. I won't subject myself to that shit. I won't.
Brutal.
It was bad. And it was hot in there. I don't know how people do it. It was bad.
I bet, man. Those lucha masks are hot too, man. If I ever have to wear one of those, I'm shaving. I can't. No way. You can't wear a beard and have one of those.
Yeah. And so we're doing predictions again this weekend because it's a big UFC event. So it's a double or nothing. It's not even really double or nothing. It's going to be for anybody who, just so you know, so you're not harassing me for what am I doing, my punishment. If I lose this one, it's going to be like the worst thing to ever happen to me. And my boy Jamil is actually flying in today to Florida. He actually has a match. He has a tournament down here. So him and, my team, whatever, they're coming down for a tournament down here. So he'll be down here for about 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. So he's going to make sure that whatever punishment they decide I got to do anyway. So either way, I have a punishment coming. But this weekend is a big event for UFC. So if I lose that one, then it's just going to be the worst thing ever. But if I win that one, somebody gets to do a punishment with me. So that'll be good.
There you go. Yeah, at least you'll have somebody to share the misery in.
Yeah, basically. We'll see, though. We'll see how it goes.
Well, guys, if we miss anything, make sure to let us know. You saw the top 10. So leave some comments, share, subscribe, of course. Check out our Twitter. All Real Crew is going to be covering all the UFC fighting stuff. We're going to be covering NXT tonight, going over tomorrow. So stay tuned. We're going to keep you in the loop. But, pardon me, until next time, it's Billy here.
And this is T-John.
Don't stop believing.
Keep it real, guys.